Will the court's ruling protect property rights or pave the way for government-backed land acquisition? Will the court's ruling protect property rights or pave the way for government-backed land acquisition? Bombay High Court holds that actions backed by law, like the Disaster Management Act, do not violate Article 300 a protection against deprivation of property. The court held that actions backed by law do not infringe on Article 300 a protection against deprivation of property. The Disaster Management Act provides an institutional framework for prevention, mitigation, and management of disasters. The Municipal Commissioner has wide statutory powers to construct, maintain, repair, clean, and restore municipal drains. The notice impugned in the petitions specifically makes out reference to the provisions of law, i.e. the provisions of the DAM Act. The Bombay High Court has ruled that executive or administrative directions requiring a person to vacate property where the action is founded upon statutory powers conferred by legislation, such as the Disaster Management Act, 2005, do not infringe on the constitutional protection under Article 300A. The court dismissed a batch of writ petitions challenging notices issued by the Solapur Municipal Corporation for restoration and construction of stormwater drainage channels following severe flooding in the city. The petitioners, owners of agricultural lands in Solapur, argued that the proposed construction and restoration of the drain would affect portions of their private property and amounted to the acquisition of land without payment of compensation. However, the corporation contended that the notices were issued pursuant to statutory duties under the Disaster Management Act and the Maharashtra Municipal Corporation Act. The court examined the statutory scheme of the Disaster Management Act and observed that the legislation had been enacted to provide an effective institutional framework for prevention, mitigation, and management of disasters through coordinated governmental action. The bench referred to the statutory definitions of disaster and disaster management under sections 2(d) and 2(e) and noted that the legislation specifically contemplates preventive measures, mitigation of risks, and prompt response to threatening disaster situations. The court analyzed the provisions of the Maharashtra Municipal Corporation Act relating to drainage infrastructure. Referring to sections 153, 155, and 157, it observed that the Municipal Commissioner has wide statutory powers to construct, maintain, repair, clean, and restore municipal drains wherever necessary for effective drainage of the city. Follow Legal Output on Instagram and Legal Output Official on YouTube for daily legal updates.